Oh, howdy all. Grab yourselves a beer. It is time for some Path of Exile discussion. Pretty much every league I do a little bit of a discussion as to what the best items to feed to Alva's double corruption chamber are, because it can change every league. And this league is no exception. This league, I think that the strategies that I've advised in the past are probably outdated and wrong, and that if you're playing in trade-enabled Heist softcore, there's a very specific choice of what you should be using the 2 implicit corruption chamber on. So a quick recap of things that I have suggested in the past. One thing that I thought was a very good choice in the past was this here, was basically mimicked by this Divination card. A well-rolled Thread of Hope was something that could be 2 implicit corrupted and gain a lot of value if it hit hard. However, the Divination card, the Gulf, fills that void. There are now enough copies of the Thread of Hope with 2 implicit corruptions on them that someone that's got a lot of currency can probably find exactly what they want. Likewise, in the past I've also suggested Triad Grip as something that would be a good choice, but at the moment there just doesn't seem to be that much interest in the Triad Grip Chaos Conversion builds. And so, we're coming to something that we're going to try to replicate, and that is this here, Shavronne's Wrappings. Now, Shavronne's Wrappings is an interesting item in that it's something that has a long history in Path of Exile. It's one of the very few uniques that has been very, very, very good on a very large number of different, in a very large different number of metas. It empowers very, very, very strong builds that are around the low life playstyle, and it is simply best in slot for those builds. So, you'll notice here that this is an extremely lucky double corrupt that someone's got available on the trade site. Now, I don't know that this will actually sell at 2 Mirrors of Calandra, although I am aware of one of these having sold for that price. And essentially what you're looking for here is getting 2 of the +2 to the level of socketed X gems that have a synergy with each other. And there's a very important trick to that. So firstly, if we jump back into the game client quickly, you will see that I am carrying several sets of the Divination card, The Offering. This turns in for a set of Shavronne's Wrappings, but there's a very important thing that a lot of people forget about with Divination cards. When the Divination card doesn't specify otherwise, the item level of the reward is equal to the maximum of 80 and your character's level. So if I was to turn this in on my level 95, then it would be item level 80 would be the result. But if I was to turn this in on a lower level character, lower than 80, the item level of the Shavronne's Wrappings would be exactly equal to my character's level. And that's important because you can control the pool of available corruptions that way. And we're going to quickly jump into the website Podb. Podb is a data mining website, and you'll notice that this is the list of all the vaal corrupted implicits that can roll on pure intelligence-based armor. And we have a number of them that have reasonably high item level requirements. That whilst particularly +1 or max res is actually an excellent corruption, it's not really what you're looking for. Builds at the moment, builds in softcore trade enabled tend to be looking to scale their damage more so than scaling their survivability. And so whilst you wouldn't knock +1 max res, it's not some premium corrupt that you want to have at all costs. And in fact, it just dilutes the pool. But the big one that dilutes the pool is all of these things that come in at level 45. So at level 45, you get access to these bad mods. 4 to 6% reduced chaos damage taken, cold damage taken, fire damage taken, and lightning damage taken. You don't want any of these. So what you're going to want to do is source sets of The Offering. Now I've been paying 6 chaos a card, which costs 48 chaos per set. Sometimes I've been getting them for 5, sometimes I've been getting them for 7. It does not take long at all to buy a set of The Offering. And what you want to do then, though, is turn it in on a character whose character level is at least 20 and at most 44. So basically, you're going to need to level a new character up to Act 3. When you've got your character in Act 3, then jump into your hideout, make sure they're over level 20, and then turn in all your sets of The Offering. Now, when you do this, the sets of The Offering that you get, the Shavronne's Wrappings you get, will not be able to naturally roll 6 sockets. However, that's not a problem. You can force them at the bench in your hideout. So Helena's bench in your hideout will be able to provide you with crafts, and once this thing loads, you'll see it here. You have the option to do 6 sockets. In order to get the 6 socket craft, you need to find one of the Abyss cities in the Delve Mines. However, I suggest you don't actually, at the current market conditions, I suggest that you don't 6 socket the item yet. What you should do is feed it to the double corruption chamber. If and only if it hits something amazing, then 6 socket it. If it doesn't, let's say that it gets white sockets. Let's say that instead it gets turned into a Crusader influenced item. Then at that point, you haven't wasted 350 Jeweler's Orbs. Now, in order to do this, when the item is corrupted, the cost is going to increase to 350 Jewelers plus 350 vaal Orbs. However, 350 vaal Orbs right now, at the time that I'm recording this, is only 35 Chaos Orbs, and 350 Jewelers is 12. Sorry, no, more than 12. It's I think they're 24 to 1, aren't they? So 12 would be 288, so it's 15. So it costs you 15 in Jewelers plus an extra 35 in Vaals. Flat out, it is better to only do the 6 socket if you've actually got an excellent Shavronne's Wrappings corruption. And then at that point, also throw on the 6 links. 6 links cost a lot more. Here you're looking 1500 Vaal Orbs and 1500 Fusing Orbs, which at current market prices is about 400 Chaos. You should only do this on absolute premium hits. However, if you do hit 2 very good mods, then it is absolutely worth it. Anyways, that's all I've got on this. As I say, there is really one best choice as to what to implicit corrupt, and that is Shavronne's Wrappings with an item level of 20 to 44. If you're looking for other things though, you can double corrupt Prism Guardian still. Prism Guardian is still a solid choice. It has been for several leagues. And you can also double corrupt middle tier cluster jewels. So if you can find cluster jewels that are sort of in the 80 to 200 chaos range, so they're quite solid but they're not extraordinary, and then you can double corrupt those. If they hit really hard, you will be looking at something truly extraordinary price-wise as well. But Shavronne's Wrappings, that's my overall suggestion. If you got any comments or questions, fire away below. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a good one, and I may see you on Twitch. I've been giving streaming on Twitch a little bit of a go. It'll be irregular, and I'm still learning the ropes there.